Hello there, my name's Tracy Elsom and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in Canada, and welcome to my Papercraft with me YouTube channel. Today I have a quick project for you, and it is a little favour box to fit two little Hershey's nuggets. I love Hershey's nuggets, and this little box is really quick to make, and you can make them with either pattern paper or card, whatever you want to match your table decor. So what I have here is a piece of card of DSP, Designer Series paper, from the Garden Lane pack. It's cut 6 inches by 5.5 inches, and so all I'm going to do is bring my scoring board in here, and with the long side at the top, so this is the 6-inch piece, I'm just going to score it at 1.5 inches, 3 inches and 4.5 inches. Now I'm using the larger tip of the scoring stylus because this is quite thin paper. I don't want to cut through it. If I use the smaller one, it might well cut through, so that's why I'm using the larger one. Now I'm turning this paper around so the 5.5 inch side is at the top, and I'm going to score it at 1.5 and 4. And that's all the scoring. Hopefully you can see that. That's all the scoring we need to do on that paper. Okay, so now it's quite simple to fold. Just fold them gently along each of those lines. And that way. Okay, so you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. So with the 4 sections running that way, I need to cut out 2 pieces, and that's this corner and that corner. So I'm just going to bring in paper snips, and I'm cutting along the scored lines there just to cut out that piece. Not always easy to see when you use pattern paper, which is why if you actually bend it, it makes it easier to see what you're doing. Okay, so we have that like that now. Now we need to cut in, and we're going to cut along that scored line, and we're just going to cut straight down to the next scored line across, and we're going to do the same here. So if you remember, this is the piece that sticks out, so you're cutting down one more. We're going to turn it round, and we're going to do the same thing from the other side. And then where you have these little flaps here, just trim off a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier when you're putting it together, like that. And do the same on the other side. And more. Go. So we have that piece now, as you can see from these 4 little ones. I've just cut a little notch, and then before I go any further, I want to bring my trio punch in, and I'm going to round. So we've got this piece here. I'm going to round the corners on the edge there. Now last time I tried to do this I didn't get my hands fully over it, and it wasn't punching properly. There we go, that worked beautifully. So there we are, and that's all there is to it. Now I'm going to find my tear and tape. You can do this with other glues, but I'm just going to use tear and tape to make things nice and quick. And I'm going to put a little bit of tear and tape. So what we want to do is to bring this box in like that. Now as you can see, this overlaps a bit, so I'm going to trim it down just a little bit before I go any further. So I'm going to just chop a little bit off each of those pieces. chop a little bit off that one as well, and that one. There we go. So you can see now they're a little bit shorter. So this means when you bring these together, they won't overlap here. So a little bit of tear and tape. I love this stuff. It's really quick and easy to use. It's not messy. You don't have to use scissors for it. It's just perfect. So on this piece, we want this one to move. So put a piece there. And a piece there. Okay, so if we take off the backing paper of the tear and tape, and then this flap just comes in, and we're going to line up this cut edge with this crease there. There's one, same there, bring that up, the cut edge against that crease. Okay. Then we're going to do the same on this side, so take off those backing paper, and we're going to do the same thing. So this cut line against that crease, like that, and this cut line against that crease. So we've made what looks like a little box with a stand-up piece. Now all we have to do is push in the middle and squeeze it together, and then that will fit over like that. Work it a little bit, and then you can press there. There we go, and that's the box made. Now for my nuggets, we're going to decorate the nuggets as well, and I've brought some more of the same paper, and this is cut 1 inch by 3 inches, and all we need to do with this is put a little bit of tear and tape on one end, take the backing off, and then you just wrap it around the nugget, and where we've got the tear and tape there, we're just going to do it down like that. So we'll do that another one. We've got a piece of tear and tape at one end, wrap it around, and then where you've got the tear and tape, you're just going to bring that over and press it onto the paper, so that actually will move, but it just makes it look nice and pretty. So we'll put these 2 nuggets inside there. Now it looks as if there's a lot of room left over, but actually because we're closing it up and make it into a triangle, there's not as much room as you first imagine. Okay, so to close it, I'm just going to use another little bit of tear and tape on this flap. Take that off, and there's the box. Now you could tie some ribbon around it, you can do all sorts, but what I've decided to do was I pulled out this stamp set called Cup of Christmas. This is actually retiring, and I've chosen that Enjoy sentiment and this poinsettia image. I stamped them using Mary Mallow ink onto some shimmery white card, and then I cut them out with the coordinating Cup of Cheer dies, and we have this die cuts out the poinsettia, and this one I used to cut out the little Enjoy on the shimmery white card, and then the larger one for the Mary Mallow backing, and just glued that together with a little Tombow. So this is my multi-purpose liquid glue, and then to finish I'm going to just add a little bit of glue there and stick this together so that my poinsettia sits nicely on top of that. And let's go all out with our adhesives, and I'm going to grab some Stampin' Dimensionals. I use all the bits of my Stampin' Dimensionals, even the edges. So we'll just stick a couple of those on. And yes, I know I've used quite a lot, but I'd rather use a few more bits of the edges and have it stay where I want it than skimp, miss out one or two to save a couple of cents and the thing fall apart. Not a good look. So here's the front with those nice rounded corners, and there's my sentiment and my little flower, and it's finished. So there you go, nice little simple box, really pretty to go on a table, and you can make it in any design you like. Just choose the paper and the embellishments that you want to put on. So I will do a diagram for you showing you how I made this with all the cutting and scoring dimensions, and I'll put a link in the information in the description box below. That will link to my blog where you can see photographs of this project, and also, as I say, all the information about how to make it. And I'll also put a link to all the pieces and sorry, I don't know what happened there to the sound, but I will put a link to everything that I use from Stampin' Up, which you can buy via my online store. And again, a link to that will be in my blog. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you'll join me again, but for the meantime, enjoy your crafting. Bye.